yet.
Kha'Zix and Zed from the one side again.
They hate the assassins. I think they're gonna ban the blind. Oh, well, never mind. There's the Elise.
Okay.
I can see that. I mean, that kind of takes away, and then they're gonna ban the Aurelia. The ROCCAT will
completely agree the job and ban again. You don't want to pick again. Like you don't want to play against job. So
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see like a Lee Sin first pick here, or maybe like highly prioritized.
Maybe. There's a lot of stuff open right now. I mean, Gnar is open with the Aurelia ban, so maybe go for the Gnar again if you feel confident on that. And yeah,
there's still a lot of top lane picks open. I mean, Corki's still open, Lucian's still open. He's a little bit weaker on this patch. I still think Corki's a top tier pick though, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that as a first pick.
Definitely taking their time to talk it over, saying that they do definitely take it seriously. At least banned away from Jankos, but you know he plays so many champions at such a high level, and it is a Nami first lock-in. Wow.
I'm not sure if I agree with that one, but
yeah, there's a lot of picks.
There's a lot of picks that you should consider.
Yeah, and you can pick a really aggressive lane into that, and also you can pick a lane to 2v1 against that as well, and just rotate the lane back and just blow the Nami. Like a Braum is a great pick into Nami. If you 2v1, make it out of Braum's weak lane phase, and then swap the lane back once he hits level 6, you can bully her so hard. And then, of course, it's also just really good against her in team fights.
I would be surprised to see Corki pick up right now in the first rotation here by ROCCAT. Overall, really strong pick.
Okay, Rengar. So there's the style points. I mean, he's going to go for that. So
maybe, yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised to see like a Lucian Braum, though. Oh, no, there's the Corki.
There's the Corki, yep. Corki, Lee Sin.
Okay, that's I like
a pretty
Lucian
good rotation,
pick. Yeah, that's a really strong pick, ban pick right there.
That must feel like Christmas for ROCCAT. Nami, first lock-in. Okay, guys. Everything's open. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen a team first pick Nami.
I do that all the time if I'm first pick in solo queue.
Maybe against Last Boy or something when you know.
Yeah, you can't let him have it, man.
You can't have, but yeah.
Yeah, I think ROCCAT definitely has a better priority on champions. Like Corki is super strong in the meta right now, and Lee Sin is a very high priority pick because Jarvan and of course the Elise are off the map.
2 junglers banned, and there are like 4 or 5 really good junglers right now. So prioritizing jungler in the first rotation with 2 bans already is actually very important, and is like must have pretty much.
I'm actually curious what he's gonna play into. I mean, maybe he'll play like a Nunu.
I'm pretty sure he's just gonna fall back to the Pantheon again, maybe because of just. Oh, Kha'Zix, okay. I can see Kha'Zix, yeah.
Okay,
Kha'Zix seems to be pretty okay too right now. I don't think he's okay. I don't think he's super like S tier. Like
I would pick him into Lee Sin.
I wouldn't pick him into Lee Sin either, but there's not much left, right?
And Creaton getting his Lucian. He asked for it actually in the pre-game lobby. Please let me have it, and he gets it.
Yeah, Ryu said no though. I don't know, liar. Okay.
Thresh Corki, very good.
Isn't Vander known for his Thresh? Like,
yeah, Vander's known for his Thresh, and especially in combination with Lee Sin in the mid game where you wanna get vision control as like support and jungler. It's probably like the strongest 2-on-2 combo in the game right now. Like Lee Sin and Thresh making like insane picks. Just one hook into follow-up Q, and then their target is pretty much dead.
It's also really dangerous in the bot lane too, because Lucian and Nami is a lane bully. They're going to push up into you, and it's just so easy to Lantern a Lee Sin in once he hits level 6, and it's just a free kill. If you flash play or doing any of the fancy moves, you can just take that Nami out easily.
We see that now. I agree. Gnar is really good here. Aurelia's banned. There's no threat on the enemy team to actually do anything to Gnar, and their jungler doesn't have CC, so Gnar has a pretty easy lane, I think, in that game, or should have at least, no matter how the top lane picks looks like. Even if it's Lissandra coming out from blue side right now, I don't think that Gnar will be punished in that game. So I really agree with the Gnar pick. I really like it here.
I think Lissandra is definitely the safest pick for him to go with here, though. And also, like, it opens up, gives him some AP damage.
Okay, Jax.
I'm not really familiar with that matchup. I know you can do the level 2 cheese where you do a camp and then come into lane level 2 some pots.
Jax can do the camp and then go back to lane and then ask for level 3 gank from the jungler. But then again, Jankos might actually read it and then be there already. And then Gnar Lee Sin should actually crush this 2-on-2.
That's actually something we saw in the expansion tournament a lot, that Jack's getting the levels up. And a Syndra for the mid lane, and we will see what it will be on the side of ROCCAT. It's going to have to be, well, a pretty good Syndra, I would say.
I agree. Syndra is, in general, a super safe pick in lane, one-on-one wise. She's very, very, very good in the one-on-one scenario. Stun, just overwhelming to deal with, and very safe lane. We see a Fizz.
Yeah, I like what Rio's doing here. That's actually a pretty big skill matchup, and he's just going to be like, hey, like, you want to play a Syndra? Like, I'm going to play a Fizz. And that's literally a 50-50 lane, and then it really depends on the jungle, because you're going to go 2v2, and it's just a lot easier to just pile on damage and CC onto the Syndra and just take her out in the 2v2 matchup. So I expect to see the Lee Sin around mid a lot, especially around level 6.
Yep, definitely a promising comp coming in there once again from ROCCAT. We will see how it plays out. The players are just loading into the game. We'll be right back and jump right into the game.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Intel Extreme Masters here in Cologne, Germany. You can see them on your screen. ROCCAT, they are 1-0 up against the Dolphins of Wall Street. Not too sure what they're gambling on in Wall Street, what stocks they've got going, but at the moment the stocks are all in the Polish team. And there's ROCCAT.
Polish, Korean team.
I don't know what you'd call that, maybe a mix of, but there you go. There is the lineups on your screen. Dolphins of Wall Street, of course. Not too many names that you'd know. You'd certainly see Lazagna as the jungle. Maybe if you watched the Four Nations, he won that, of course, with Choke. Creaton, of course, formerly on Millennium as well. So a couple of names you know there. But ROCCAT, that's the new lineup. It isn't complete. Ryu is there only as a temporary man coming in the mid lane. All sorts of discussions about who actually will replace him and whether they're actually ever going to announce it.
But for a placeholder, you know, one of the...
It's not a bad placeholder.
It's not a bad placeholder when it comes in terms of mid laners.
Widely considered one of the best in Season 3 in the mid lane. Only beaten by Faker, sadly. And now Faker is still sitting on the throne and Ryu is playing for ROCCAT.
Forever number 2, it seems. But he is number 1 in the Intel Extreme Masters because he is the world champion.
Here's the mind games. If you don't buy a trinket at level 1, the enemy team gets super confused and start talking about it, so they forget talking about where they should ward, and that's the trick here from Lazagna. Let's see if it pays off.
They'll try and find that 5th deep ward, but they'll never be able to because there is none. Epic mind games coming out of the Dolphins right here. But yeah, we're gonna see some deep wards from ROCCAT, I imagine, to try and find that Jax when he's doing the level 2 cheese that Saints described there. Jax basically loses this matchup in top lane, so he wants to get level 2 from either Raptors or Wolves, maybe even Gromp if he's feeling really cheesy. But yeah, hopefully ROCCAT puts a stop to that.
He's running down. There's no deep wards at all. They've just been warding the river here from ROCCAT's side. So they will actually let him get a camp at level 1 because nobody is in a position to stop him. And let's see if Overpow can handle it. I mean, Jankos in this game, he can just gank every single lane. I mean, you have the Thresh to set it up in the bottom lane against like the Nami, Fizz in the mid lane, where you know, especially at level 6, you land the fish and then Lucian comes in, you take the kill, and Gnar in his top lane against the Jax.
I really hope Vander knows about the flay here and he flays the Gromp backwards. When you do a Gromp, you can put in 2 flays in total before it dies, and you can basically place it all the way towards the lane, so you have to run less when you get back, and that can actually give you that 3rd creep to get when you get back to lane. So I'm really hoping level 2 early from ROCCAT coming out of Vander and Woolite, and just instantly, he's playing it the wrong way. You can drag it back, and then Corki can stand almost in the rush and run straight to the lane. But those are minor details, and I'm telling a boring, very, very boring story.
It's all right, mate. We know you're advertising yourself for a job in the LCS. Hopefully we'll get in there eventually. Whether it'll be a player or a commentator, we'll find out. As it stands, though, it is ROCCAT 1-0 in this game, and let's keep our eyes on that bottom lane pairing because they're about to join into the lane. We'll see who hits level 2 first and who's gonna...
It's gonna go to ROCCAT here. Yep. Been pushing it up, and they actually gave full XP. Oh, sorry, they just got the level 2 here and can now just zone them away again. And even though the level 2 is a bit weaker here on the new patches than it was in the past, where you get level 2 and instantly just try and all in, it's a little bit weaker, but it's still enough just getting that second ability.
Yeah, good job by Dolphins not dying here to the hook or the flay. They could eat a little bit of poke here, but they should be fine since the hook's down. On the top lane, Jax, he did get that camp TP's to lane, so he should actually be able to sway this matchup in a way he shouldn't be able to. So Dolphins are actually having a pretty decent start here.
Yeah, and then see the top Meziljie put that counter strike down early on Overpow, managed to stun him up, got some good burst damage down with the Q. I can never remember the damn name of it.
Boomerang? No? I'm talking about Jax.
Jax doesn't
throw
boomerangs, buddy.
Leap strike.
Yeah.
With the boomerang.
But this matchup's really hard. It's a little annoying for Gnar when he's pushed in because he has it's harder for him to hit boomerangs and follow up on them as well. So definitely harder here. And look, he's getting pushed in, and Meziljie is full HP.
So a difference we do see here from Overpow compared to what we saw yesterday in this matchup when Jax will get the level 2. The Gnar would be really far up in the lane and actually for some reason try and trade with a level 2 Jax and therefore falls super far behind. Overpow, he just walked back in the bush and just been sitting and last hitting from range, and Jax can't jump him at this point because then he gets too far up the lane and it would be risky with someone like Jankos coming over.
Instead, he's just going to get him return some damage, but down bot lane.
Yeah, they're struggling a little bit. They're already 8 CS down. That's a full wave they've been zone off of, and the minions are equal, so there's no redundant CS there. So definitely Vander and Woolite stepping up, using that level 2 advantage in a way that's not really super visible, but they just poke them down, don't let them get the sustain going for them, and they just zone them off CS here and there. Good job so far.
Overpow putting some pressure down on towards Meziljie. Is he going to follow through? No, boomerang didn't quite land. Now we see the death sentence landing. There's the flay. Masterwork taken low, but Creaton doing his job. Going straight for Woolite, but that shield doing enough. No Summoner's burnt yet by either bot laner.
Yeah, that's how Dolphins want to fight back. Basically, they want to get the damage on their support and return the damage on the enemy AD carry, but a play in mid.
Very nice play by Rio. He jumps in with the Q, saves the E because he knows, okay, I have no wards on the side here. The enemy jungler can be there, and my own jungler has done a full clear from Crooks in the top lane, every single camp all the way down, so he would not be able to help. And instead, Jankos looking towards this bottom lane. Red buff already timed out.
It'd be the first early gank we've seen on the bottom lane. We've been kind of lacking those this weekend. That's a great death sentence on towards Nami. Masterwork in all sorts of trouble. He's going to get kicked. One more hit should do it. Who will take it? Well, who else would take it? That's for sure. It's Jankos again with first blood.
And just such an easy setup here, and it's so easy for Jankos. You do the full clear, you walk down Lantern, and instantly just onto Nami here, who actually placed himself in a very risky situation because he didn't have a ward in the bush over here, and he was still on the hook range for actually no reason at all. They were not going to trade. He could have stayed further back in the bush here, so he wouldn't risk this happening.
Yeah, Nami should always be in the minion wave. There's no reason for her to get the bush control because she gets no advantage there. She can get hooked down the lane. Not agreeing with the flash either. She was already flayed, which means you're slow even if you flash out. And yeah, just I guess a panic flash coming out, but a good setup. Vander, max range hook, Lantern's in, great play. Yeah,
and he also, Vander saved the flash, the flay himself, just waiting to see, okay, are you going to flash this one? I can then flay you, or I follow flash and flay, so we get this kill. So he delayed it. Somewhat panic here from Nami. Again, great start from ROCCAT. Again, Jankos is part of it.
It's actually one of the bot lane pairings that's kind of snuck under the radar in terms of team rotations, team changes throughout the summer. Like, not a lot of people really talking about it. Obviously, everyone's talking about Reckless going to Alliance. So who's it going to be with? Is it going to be Krepo? Is it going to be Nif? Who's going to be there in the end? And obviously, they're talking about the fact the SK have had the change in pairing as well. Candy Panda retiring, or whichever you choose to look at that one. But yeah, Woolite coming from Copenhagen Wolves was very good, solid at Copenhagen Wolves. You know, God, I don't know whether they're going to find another great AD carry because they found 3 so far.
I mean, I can recommend Freeze. He is a good AD carry.
I'm sure you could. I'm sure you could. Still trying to pimp that
the Deficio lane, it's still alive. It is still alive.
Yeah, they cut out the bad part and kept the good one.
Oh, wow. Bebe chasing up the mid, trying to see whether Jankos wants to take anything there. But actually, I think Jankos kind of fancies a fight himself. Gets that Scuttle Crab down, gets them the vision in the river early on.
At least they're tracking it right now. Dolphins has an idea of where Jankos is, so they just need to dodge those ganks and try and survive. But Vander lands another hook here.
Not a lot coming from it here, but we do see a bit of a, no, I wouldn't call it passive, but a slow start compared to the last game where we had so many kills early on. And it's simply because they've been waiting for this level 6 in mid lane for Rio before Jankos even wants to look towards it. And if Jankos, he's nearby here, Rio even betting, just running down here. He wants them to jump him, and then Jankos can join in.
Vander's roaming up, though. This is really good because they're contesting that pink ward, and he really doesn't want it to fall. That's a sign of a team that really values their vision, which I greatly adore.
Speaking of that, it's like what we were talking about yesterday when we covered the LCS expansion tournament, how Koreans always protect those pink wards. Ryu came down. He could have been in a 2v1 situation. He didn't care. He came down to protect that pink ward and say, hey, buddy, I just spent good money on this. I'm not letting it go to waste. Meziljie, though, is he going to get counter-strike on towards Jankos? No, he gets himself away. Bebe comes up to support him. Lazagna is waiting off just at the side. Hasn't evolved yet because he's not quite hit level 6, but that would have been a scary fight for ROCCAT if they'd gone too deep.
Yeah, but the thing is, they would never go too deep because they have the vision in the river here. They could see Syndra walk from the mid lane, so Jankos goes in, and instantly as he sees the Syndra, he just backs away from it, doesn't want to take any chance, except for that one chance where you now die.
That was a reckless chance because, I mean, they had the ward there. They knew it was a 2, and he was already at half hit points. Why would he go for that?
Yeah, basically he wanted to walk in, surprise him, smite the buff, and get the hell out of there really quick. The buff was barely high enough, but Ryu finds Bebe here.
Tries to get it back. Is it going to work out? He's going to have to go very deep on this one. Not going to throw out Chum the Waters. And Bebe
didn't have it, sadly.
Back to life.
Really good play by Bebe, though. No hesitation whatsoever. He sees the jungler come. He knows if this stalls out, more people will show up, and eventually the jungler will have to smite the buff, so he will not get it. One of the junglers will. Immediately turns on the kill switch. Even if Lucian doesn't die right there, he has to move away, and he can secure his buff.
And because he'd already been dealing a lot of damage to the buff, he had a lot of balls down on the ground, so he had even more damage on the ult here. Might have surprised Jankos just a little bit. And therefore, he goes down. So 1-1 for now. I mean, Dolphins, so far fighting back.
Like you say, safe play from Rio because he knew there was no ultimate. He knew that Syndra wasn't going to be able to do a great deal to him.
Yeah, that
run away. So Jankos picking up the red buff. We'll see where he goes with this one. Overpow, obviously going to be a lot quieter for him in that top lane. Got that double kill early on, which got him going on that Aurelia. Of course, on now he's being very much more a tank. Vander taking a little bit of damage there. Got took an Aqua Prison, but Creaton was quickly attacked by Woolite.
And if you look at composition, a lot more complex composition coming out of ROCCAT. It's not a simple 4-1 right now, but they're ganking mid.
They're going to try for it. Chum the Waters comes up. There is the killer whale straight on towards the Dolphin in the mid lane. And that is how you get a kill.
Indeed. But yeah, as I was saying, they have to look for these picks in the early game with Fizz, getting him fed, put him on a side lane, put Gnar on a side lane later, go for a 1-3-1. Harder to execute than just a normal 1-4 they had last time with the Pope.
Yeah. Oh, Vander in trouble here. I'm not sure if he's going to get out of this one. The wave will catch. No! Flash just out of range. Instead, Woolite goes a little deep on this one. Will quickly take the Lantern to safety. They didn't quite get that kill on towards Lazagna, but Jankos is hunting for it. He's going to use the Krugs to try and get closer. Will he be able to find him? Lazagna.
Oh, I can see him. Just around the corner.
Just around the corner. He thought he was in the tri-bush, went for it. Just didn't quite face check, and he would have seen him.
Would have seen. I could just run in and actually just ult him in the face and killed him, but Jack's taking some damage here.
Not to flash away from that one as well. Meziljie taken very low. Overpow did take 2 tower hits though, so he can't stick around too much. But of course, with all that aggression, it means that red buff can be stolen away by Jankos on masterwork. He walked straight into this one. Will it be a kill? Will it be a pickup? Lasagna's back in there. That's a dangerous play from him, but he knows they've got support. In comes Syndra around the side. Jankos once again getting devastated by Bebe, and this is a 2-2. Can they continue though? Overpow's teleported in. They're going to run straight through. Masterwork's the focus target. They want to get that support down. That will be picked up by Overpow. That gets him rolling. And now they're turning it back around as Vander goes down. Bebe getting himself his 3rd kill of the game.
Yeah, right now ROCCAT is not respecting the Syndra pick in the mid lane, and it really hurts them here. They go for the support in there, 2 members, they use the ulti and everything, don't even manage to kill him, and as soon as it happens, Dolphins just collapse onto them, and Syndra picks up 2 more kills. Jankos, while he picks up the kills, still not the best start for him.
And really important, they force a TP from Gnar. Jax, which is the Uzi matchup, still has his teleport, gets top lane farm, 2 extra waves, and the tower here. And that's something you don't immediately see, but it's basically a result of how that play went down. He actually didn't stay around for the extra gold, I think. He ran out of range.
Yeah, just wanted to get away. I'm not sure if he was expecting Overpow to come in. He actually uses his sweeping lens here to disable the ward, so Jax couldn't see him and didn't manage to interrupt him. But getting this Jax going is going to be so important. Krepo, you just talked about how ROCCAT wants to do this 1-3-1 where Gnar is split pushing and Fizz is split pushing. If Jax becomes super fed, he will beat Gnar one-on-one in the late game, and suddenly you don't have that option anymore. You need to send the Fizz up against him, and then there's a TP advantage for Dolphins, which they can use when you have, again, Lucian and Syndra sitting in the middle and then applying the pressure.
Well, back down the bottom lane, Jankos is laying in wait in the bush. Will Masterwork get caught out instead? You can see Jankos coming around, doesn't throw out the Sonic Wave, doesn't manage to go for it. Pink ward was there. Oh, look at that, Ryu. That ward just timed out, so he thinks he's probably unseen, but instead, I think it saw him coming just as it faded away. And now they know that Jankos is there. Yeah, Lasagna's backing well away from this one on the red buff. They've already taken the red buff away from them, so that's not the focus target. It's either the bot lane and Bebe. He's going to walk straight into this one. Chum the Waters comes straight up on towards him. He gets dropped very quickly.
Oh, Telewat coming in.
Jankos that gets it. Yeah, they had to cancel it there. And that's going to be Dragon now for ROCCAT.
Yeah, this is ROCCAT really working well with very little vision. No Sightstone completed yet. Thresh, no Sightstone. Lee Sin, not yet. They're already getting ahead with those few wards they have. I think this game's going to spiral out of control once the 2 Sightstones finish.
The wave going through. Can they try and get a steal? Lasagna wants to leap. He doesn't quite get it. He's in trouble. Can't get out of there. Now they're going to use the Lantern to try and pull them ever so close to this bottom lane pairing. Instead, they'll take it because Jax is threatening the mid lane.
That was pretty close, though. There's no smite for Jankos here. He used it on the kill before. And then Kha'Zix just jumped in, but Rio managed to pick it up for ROCCAT here. So very important. They now have the scaling. 6% here and 4.21. And that's obviously just going to become worse and worse the longer we get into this game. I'm a little bit surprised the Sidestone is so late from Jankos, especially because he used so much time in the enemy jungle here. The Sidestone would have allowed him to get so many deep wards, but because he got the 2 early kills, he just went straight for the warrior, become as strong as possible for these small skirmish fights.
I do like the mobility boots on Thresh on Vander here, because it is more important that you're mobile and you're able to help your team, be it in the mid lane, in the enemy jungle, or in bot lane, rather than have a lot of wards, but that you're too immobile to place, because it doesn't matter. If you're slow, you will get picked off. We saw Bebe already 3 kills, but now finally ROCCAT had an answer, using their mobility to get a position to just pick him off.
Ooh, the kick from Jankos, not going to be enough to force him away. Leap strike straight back to the tower, hammers it down. And that is the second turret of the game for the Dolphins. They are 2-0 up in turrets. Remember, they took that top down turret down already, and if they don't keep just basically ignoring this Jax, he's getting stronger and stronger. The Triforce almost built. You can see he's got the CS advantage over ROCCAT. And actually, if he gets going, they've not really got a lot to deal with him.
No, again, that's the thing. They're going to have to send 2 members up to kill him if we go full late game here. And there's enough wave clear on the side of Dolphins to sit back with Syndra and Lucian to make sure ROCCAT can't push elsewhere on the map. But I really want to see again also what Jankos and Vander can do, because one of the reasons we don't see Nami being played too much anymore is she's not very strong in these like one-on-one 2v2 situations where you have to go in and fight for vision and get the deep wards placed, where Thresh and Lee Sin are 2 of the best, if not the best combo you can have at getting this vision down.
But they're not using it until you saw Ryu walk down to the bottom lane trying to go for gank, but he's too hesitant. He just can't jump into the dark, and there's no wards in the jungle. That's basically shutting down Ryu's roams and making him a little too telegraphed, and Dolphins are really holding on into this game.
Do you normally upgrade your relic first?
No, I don't.
Before getting started? No, I was looking for Vander. I'm not sure why he did it. There's going to be a fight though.
They're going in. There's Show 'em the Waters. Meziljie wasn't expecting that one. If they can focus him down quick, it will go ROCCAT's way. There we go. Exhaust run out as well. Woolite now going to turn on this one. It's a 4v3 that can keep pushing. That tower has not got much hit points. I don't think the Dolphins can defend it.
And that sloppy play from the Dolphins. They saw Ryu enter the jungle, but they saw him leave. They should have known that he's hiding somewhere around because he's not showing him it. Ideally, you would wait until Bebe pushes out. He says, guys, I can't find Fizz. Watch out for counter ganks, because Dolphins are basically handing the victory over to ROCCAT. ROCCAT's doing correct plays, but they could have been avoided.
Ryu's being forced away. Creaton is getting focused. That's going to be masterwork. It's going to flash away. They can't got vision on this one. Now you can see Woolite. Valkyrie's over. He picks him
coming.
Off. Lazagna's trying to stealth out of this one. As you say, Bebe is coming. The stun not quite going to land, and now Ryu can turn this one on. He's gone in completely on his own. That was badly teamwork there. That just didn't work out, and that shows, you know, how it's not a full team working in their action there. Whereas ROCCAT, they survived it. It was still very loose though for them.
That was basically solo queue. You go in one by one, you spam ping, I'm coming from mid lane, and in the end when you actually come down to the enemy team is already grouped towards you, there is 2 or 3 members and kill you instantly here. And meanwhile, even top tower going down because the Jax was in the bottom lane beforehand and died. So ROCCAT suddenly turning on the power and actually getting quite a gold lead.
Yeah, they're 5,000 gold ahead out of nowhere pretty much, because they were pretty even earlier. Now they're starting to get towers, because there was 2-0 on towers, but it will soon be equal, and then the higher CS numbers, the higher kill numbers are really going to go in ROCCAT's favor here, and they're going to start controlling the map.
Ryu just caught in a quick ankle prison. He'll be fine though. His pick ward was finally taken out. It was there for a long time. Bebe was the one that got that, so they need to start taking towers, and that was always the problem. Like, you knew ROCCAT were going to get towers, and that would give him that money that was staying away from them. They have got the farm advantages in both the mid lane and the bottom lane, and technically the jungle if you're going to count that one as well. Top lane, though, is still in the favour of Meziljie. We'll see whether he can keep it, whether they keep ignoring him in that top lane, whether he can create problems with a split push of something going there. You can see Overpow now heading up that way to just head him off, stop him getting towards that tower.
Yeah, and immediately you see Vander grouped together with Jankos here, and the deep wards swept a couple of brushes so he knows his entryway is safe, he's not spotted. That reduces the risk of him finding enemies where he doesn't want to find them, hiding in brushes, wards up the entire jungle, and now ROCCAT can start rotating between these lanes. They have somebody dealing with Jax, they're pushing bottom. If this doesn't work out, Fizz will push mid, and they'll just rotate to the jungle, go mid. If not, look for a pick.
They will be able to find them also. I mean, Jankos going for Hexdrinker as one of his first items, simply because, well, you face like the Syndra, use everything on you. Hexdrinker can save your life here. So just super smart pickup for him.
Overpow's in trouble here, surely. Is he way too deep? Is this going to be a straight up duel? Who will win it?
No, he should be able to slow down the Jax and jump away here. I mean, Jax only has the leaf strike to get onto the Fizz here, unless he lands the stun from the counter strike. Fizz, Gnar will of course be able to escape here.
Yeah, and basically ROCCAT's bot lane is waiting right now. They can't push this tower because there's no pressure on the other lanes. They need to wait for top to push in, mid to push in, and then basically create a numbers advantage, and that's what they're doing right now.
Well, we're going to see that duel. We'll see how it works out. There is Overpow. He's about to get Mega Gnar going in a moment. Meziljie will back away from this one. Popping the ultimate. Overpow, though, already got his number, it seems. That's the leap strike away. And now he's going to go straight towards him, smashes him in there, flashes away to the turret just in time before he gets smashed into the ground.
And no Blade of the Ruin King yet here for the Jax, which normally if you want to go for this straight up one-on-one, you would actually want at least the Cutlass very early on, so you can use the extra damage run, even the kite and the sustain you get. He just decided to complete his Trinity Force, and one of the reasons there Overpow can still duel him.
I really like this play from ROCCAT. They push in bottom lane and then go mid with 4 and trying to get some kills. Good flash.
That was a flash.
Lazagna actually getting a lot of damage on towards Jankos. Getting him slightly separated there. Didn't quite get the kill though. Tower went down. The stun goes on to Vander that can't follow it through though. And that will be an easy turret pickup for ROCCAT.
Yeah, and they got everything they wanted right here. It wasn't... Jankos didn't go in to find a kill. He went in to zone them away from the tower here. You saw Woolite was just sitting back and just hitting the tower constantly on the Corki here. So just want to get the mid tower down, open up the map, and look for the picks.
Well, Creaton's going to have to get away from this one. Is he going to be deep enough? No. Easy pickup. And the 3 members of ROCCAT come in and take down that AD carry.
Yeah, great play by Ryu there. He went up his title trickster or whatever it's called. He went on his E and then flashed before he landed, and then he transfers his slow instead of landing first and then flashes. Immediately saw Lucian there. Nice just mechanics. Knows how is champion inside and out. And top lane, Overpow.
Overpow takes him down with a rock to the face.
And yeah, this is ROCCAT snowballing.
Yeah, now again we go back to game 1, basically. ROCCAT has taken control. There was a good start by Dolphins.
It took him a good 10 minutes longer though this time.
I mean, Bebe in the mid lane. We knew obviously the Syndra would have... or the matchup in the mid lane, Fizz would need to get level 6 first. We didn't really see any ganks coming in before Jankos decided now it's time to kill Bebe, and we just needed side stones as well. They delayed those side stones for quite a while.
Yeah, and it just shows you how paramount vision is to just controlling the game. It allowed ROCCAT to group on bottom. They saw Lucian still push out the wave. They moved to the mid lane. They're 4 against 3. They have an advantage in top, and then they just trickle away, and they're just always one step ahead once that chain of events starts happening. And it only works is if you ward in between the lanes and you can guarantee safe passage without getting caught. And yeah, those side stones are pretty much stealing the deal here for Dolphins.
The main issue seems to be like it because they've been keeping it so mobile, so fluid. ROCCAT, they've got a pretty swift moving team, and every time like BB's come around, it's like, okay guys, I'm going to come and help you. But as Syndra, if you haven't got all that vision all laid out ahead of you,
it's really hard.
Yeah, you want to be a long distance from your enemy, especially when there's a Fizz, a Lee Sin, a Gnar that could all just be jumping towards you. Valkyrie from Woolite actually as well. Everybody can be pouncing in your face, and that's not what you want. Meziljie is going to find Jankos, but it's just simply a ward trade. And a Sonic Wave will just say, hey, yeah, get away from this blue buff. This is now ROCCAT control.
I do like what Bebe is doing at the moment, building Void Staff as his second item here. It's an earlier power spike than going straight for the Death Cap or the DFG. And all Dolphins need right now, or all, I mean, it sounds super easy, but what they need right now is just to be able to hold on and wait for this Jax to scale up. So getting this Void Staff here makes you a bit stronger early on. Try and get a pick, delay ROCCAT as much as you can, wait for this Jax, who, sadly for him though, with this Trinity Force is currently losing to Overpow, and he was going to be the guy who could carry the Dolphins.
Yeah, and the problem is Fizz is demanding 2 players' attention in bot lane, because if Lucian goes, he dies solo. If Nami goes, she can't hold him, she'll die and lose a tower. This opens up basically a 3v2 in the mid lane, and we know how well Jankos plays Lee Sin, we know how good Vander is on Thresh, and they will find a pick, and this is basically, again, delaying execution. ROCCAT's squeezing the life slowly out of Dolphins, and if they back off, they just take the turret.
Yeah, and that's the turret in the mid lane gone. So, next one's going as well. They're just taking every inner turret here. The bottom lane's also being pressured. Like you say, they're just slowly grinding it down. And this has just been the advantage they built up over the last 10 minutes of this game. They are going to group up. They are going to try to team fight. They get a great hook on Bebe. It is going to be answered with the wave, but I'm not sure that's going to be enough. In goes Gnar, pouncing in. Overpow once more. Catches on. Oh, that dead sense is not quite landing, but look at Woolite. He's one-on-one straight into Creaton. Not really a one-on-one. That's kind of a little bit unfair because he's going to go for the triple. Can he go for the quadra? Is he going to be picked across? No! Jankos steals it away. Scumbag.
It's just perfect play by ROCCAT. Again, they're controlling every single lane here. They have the wards to move freely between them. They know they're never going to face check anyone. And with the 15% tower damage as well from the second dragon they picked up, they can easily push down every single tower and so far ahead. I mean, they can finish the game on the next push if they want to.
He feels completely left out. His 4 Polish friends are team fighting without him, and all he gets to do is push that tower and get that in him. But he's doing his job. Now, we had a really close early game. We thought this game might be a lot closer, but look at the score. 3-17, 13,000 gold lead for ROCCAT. Yeah, this game is pretty much in the bag.
Yeah, very much one-sided once again. It took a little longer, but it has gone that way. It's what we expected, though.
It's funny, we're 23 minutes in and we're talking about taking longer. I mean, they're already about to win. It just shows how dominant ROCCAT are in this matchup.
Yeah, they were way ahead as well in game 1, so we were expecting pretty much more of the same. And so far, 6-0-6, despite the fact that bot lane took a while to get going. Woolite, of course, getting that triple kill just there has boosted his stats nicely.
Yeah, we were expecting individual outplays for sure, but what I like the most is that ROCCAT's coming in here with good strategy. They've shown a couple of good rotations. They amplified that with their vision. They've taken down all the towers one by one without taking too many risks. And when Dolphins overextend to defend, they turn on the kill switch, they land the hooks, they land the kicks. They have Fizz roaming with the Orcas throwing out. So definitely just solid, good play from ROCCAT.
There's one thing that this game is also highlighting, and it's something we were debating actually back in the summer of the European LCS. Who is the best jungler in Europe right now? Jankos put himself very much out there as the front runner. You know, despite the fact he obviously came into it and he was, I very much remember the first interview alongside Diamond, and he was kind of like shakily peering up at him. He's like, this is the guy he'd idolized. Obviously throughout Season 2 and Season 3 was dominating. And now it seems that, you know, Jankos really is the king of the jungle in Europe now. Yeah,
I mean, he's just been getting better and better from the start. I mean, even in the start, we highlighted him and said, this guy, he's making the big plays all the time. That time it's synergy with Overpow in the mid lane. I remember the Malphite Pantheon combos they ran, where they were just synergized perfectly. They've always been so good together. Also, again, one of the reasons you keep Overpow. But then Jankos just individually. We keep talking about the first plots he always gets, how he picks a lane, he goes down, he will always get a kill. He's just so good. He's definitely the most improved player.
And yeah, if you look at the wards, there's the one lonely pink ward up in ROCCAT's jungle, but I don't think it's going to spot too much because ROCCAT's basically setting up their tent at the other side of the map, and they took down Baron. They'll take Drake later if they want to. They can just start pushing down inhibitors now, and they're going to close out this game.
Yeah, you know when it was not going well when Vander's solo pushing mid lane.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, okay, support is pushing the waves. Here we go.
Need
buffed
that
up
command.
Minions with that Baron. Oh, Counter-Strike only lands on one. That's going to be the focus target. Can they pop him down quick enough? Not too sure. That's a good kill, though. That's going to be Ryu going down. Overpow's gone deep on this one. You do see Vander as well coming around the side. Doesn't quite land the flame. Doesn't land the death sentence either, but it doesn't matter because they have so much damage already. Inhib number 1 going down. Number 2, sorry, going down. Number 1's already down in the bottom lane. They're just going to follow on through with these buffed up Baron minions and take the game.
And this is about as well a fight can go for Dolphins. You know, the Fish misses, Jax gets out with his life, Syndra gets a counter kill immediately on Fizz, but even then, there's just too much damage coming out from ROCCAT. Nice try from Dolphins, but too little, too late.
Oh, one Nexus turret goes down. Super Minion wave just about edging in there along that bottom wave. And this will be ROCCAT closing out their first game here in the Intel Extreme Masters Cologne. I wonder how we're going to see this one. Will it be a repeat of Cloud9's performance maybe over in San Jose? Looks like ROCCAT are going to have to run away from this one. They can't finish the game. It doesn't matter. He have finished it. And there is a very much in the dark ROCCAT.
Yes.
But we're definitely not in the dark on their performance, that's for sure. It was solid. 22-4 in the end there was the final kill score. A very strong performance. 9-0-8 it ended for Woolite. Very good performance by him again. And Jankos got first blood in both games. What we expected.
But Dolphins killed the Korean twice, so they can take that home and write that on their names.
The thing is, we couldn't really ask for more about ROCCAT. Analysts just talked about how they were possibly the best team in Europe at the moment. This is a very good way to show how dominant you are. They knew as soon as we had the lead, they knew what to do, close it out, just got so many kills. Again, the only thing we could talk about in this game was delaying the double side stones. So it took them a little bit longer to get the kills. And obviously Rio walking in the back.
It wasn't Rio I was thinking of. It's Overpow. How much weight has that
he
guy
lost a lot of weight
between the summer and thing? He's like buffed up now. It's like crazy. Definitely sorted himself out, that's for sure. So ROCCAT looking good here in the Intel Extreme Masters in Cologne. Just how good, we will find out because they're going to be facing CLG, I believe it is, in the semi-finals.
Yes.
That's going to be, of course, tomorrow. Coming up next, it is going to be Dignitas, the new Dignitas facing off against Aces High. We'll see how that one goes. But ROCCAT, how do we fare? How do we see them? We saw Alliance in San Jose. How do we compare them to ROCCAT? ROCCAT, it's a little tricky because it's obviously against Dolphins of Wall Street versus Cloud9. Alliance still looked very good, though, against Cloud9.
So Alliance had some good moments, but also looked very passive. And the pick and ban phase, I know we've talked about it.
Strategy-wise as well.
Yeah, it was a little bit weird for them. Okay, they faced Cloud9. Obviously a big difference compared to Dolphins of Wall Street right here, so it's hard to say. I think tomorrow will tell us a lot more about both CLG and ROCCAT, of course. Yeah,
CLG, of course, with their new lineup as well. So what a fantastic performance. What are we expecting next game coming up? I know you guys are not casting it with me. I'm with Joe and St. Vicious. You guys are running over to the analyst desk. Actually, you're not. You're done for the day, buddy. Have yourself some time off, but you're fired. We're going to go over to the experts desk. What do you want? Quick predictions before we go to it. Dignitas versus Aces High.
Dignitas is going to take it.
Of course, they're going to take it. Or they're going to lose 2-0. I'm going to say they're going to lose 2-0.
Oh, what a bold prediction.
Yeah, I know.
Or maybe they'll tie.
Let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens. Expansion on that one, of course. It is a new Dignitas lineup as well.
Crumbs is going to carry the whole thing 2-0.
Wow, there you go.
I just want to see if they can communicate as crisp as ROCCAT did. They had 1 Korean, Dignitas has 2. Is that going to complicate things in terms of like moving around the map? Individually, they should outclass their opponent, but I just want to see no mistakes, clean play from Dignitas, and I really want to see where their strategy's at, like rotations, etc.
Well, we'll see how it goes, ladies and gentlemen. That is coming up in a few moments, but for now, let's get over towards the analyst desk to discuss ROCCAT